Hi, and welcome to today's episode with Talk on Topics. I'm Coach Lo, and I'm here with Dana, and she is the owner of Cinderella's Closet Lingerie. Hi, Dana. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great, Coach Lowe. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So, Dana, let's get right into it. What is Cinderella's Closet Lingerie?
Well, Cinderella's Closet Lingerie is a boutique, and
Mm.
it's a boutique that was born out of a passion. I myself am a breast cancer survivor, and while I was on my journey, I said, okay, once I get through my journey, I want to fill in the gaps. And filling in the gaps with something as simple as a pretty bra with a matching panty can make you feel good. Because we know when we know we look good, then we feel good.
I know that's right.
Yes. So Cinderella's Closet Lingerie is a place where breast cancer fighters and survivors can come and feel pretty again.
That is beautiful. Tell us a little bit about your journey. I know you said you were inspired because you yourself had breast cancer. Is that right? How did you overcome that and then build the strength to do something with that experience, to take what, take that experience, that illness and turn it around for your good?
Yes. Well, you know what? I'm a woman of faith, and I know who holds my today and who holds my tomorrow. And the day that I was diagnosed, my surgeon, he's this tall, 6'3" man from Nigeria. And he said, we have a problem. And I said,
Mm.
okay. But his next words, he said, but God's got a plan for your life.
Wow.
And that came from my surgeon.
Wow.
And when he said it, even though I didn't know what was to come on my journey, I felt like, hey, I can do this. I can get through this, whatever this may be.
Mm-hmm.
So, my husband and I, we cried about it. We got over it. And I said, okay, God's got a plan for my life because my doctor told me so.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to school, got my bachelor's degree while going through chemo,
Wow.
cancer treatments. And my husband and my family, they were like, what's wrong with you? You're crazy. You need to sit down because you're going through cancer treatments. And I said, no, my doctor said God's got a plan for my life. And I want to be ready. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what it was going to be, but I wanted to make sure that I was going to be ready for it, which showed me our mindset. Our
Mm.
mindset is what takes us from where we are and where we want to go. It's our
Wow.
mindset that can actually kill that dream of moving forward or believing that, you're going to die tomorrow. We're all here on loan.
Yeah.
None of us are going to be here forever. But what are we going to do with the time that we have that's here? And I believe we all are here for a purpose. And my purpose is to service breast cancer fighters and survivors.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Such an inspiration. Now, you mentioned mindset. Did you have a mindset shift?
I did. Like I said, I've always been a woman of faith,
Mm-hmm.
and before I even got into this, working with breast cancer survivors, I was working in a corporation and I was getting ready to get laid off and, thought that I was going to be selling women's shoes because I love shoes. Thought I was going to
Mm-hmm.
be having my own little boutique and selling women's shoes.
Mm.
Um, but when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, it did shift my mind
Mm.
because no matter how much money you have in the world, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Wow.
And that just put me kind of not on a fast track, but it made me realize okay, I'm not here for myself, I'm here to help others. And by me doing that, all my needs and resources are provided.
Wow. How
You know,
so?
well, you know what? I opened my boutique on March 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
2020. 2 weeks later, COVID hit.
Mm.
I
Wow.
had, I had 5 clients in 2020. I never missed a bill payment, a rent, nothing. It's
Wow. Look
like
at
when,
God.
yes, look at God. It seems like I call my story the 5 loaves of fish and the 5 loaves of bread, because every time I got down to my last, someone else would come in.
Wow.
Something would come where I was able to make that bill payment. And that's another mind shift, not
Mm.
worrying. We worry a lot about
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Am I going to have this next week? When you give it to God,
Hmm.
you can't give it to him and then worry about it.
Right.
You got to trust that he's got it. And I know I'm living in my purpose, and he didn't put me here to have me just set up shop and close up shop. And
That's right.
in May of 2020, my doctor came with news that they thought I had lung cancer. And she told me I had 7 years to live. She told me this all over the phone. I have seven
Oh
years to
no.
live. I won't make it to the age of 60. Do you want me to call your husband? I says, no. And to make a long story short, once again, we got together, we cried, but we said, okay, now what we're going to do. And it turned out I didn't have lung cancer. I had scarring of the lungs from radiation
Mm.
treatment. But that was another event that I had to give to God and
Yeah.
realize that if I'm supposed to be here today and gone tomorrow, it's not my plan, it's God's plan. And we have to be comfortable with that.
Yes. How did you, speaking of comfortability, how did you become comfortable with trusting in the unknown, trusting in God to provide for you? What, like, for someone who's possibly right now, maybe in the same situation as you, struggling with their health, struggling with their finances, and they want to believe in their faith, and it's difficult when they're looking at their circumstances. What could you tell an individual struggling?
You have to realize that it's an uncontrollable. There are
Mm.
things that we can control and things that we can't. And the things that we can't control, by worrying about it, being mad about it, frustrated about it, changing who you are because of your situation, it doesn't change the situation.
Right.
The only thing that will change it is to give it to God, to pray about it. But when you pray about it, understand it's not our will that's going to be done, it's going to be His will. And you may not get the answer that you want, but understand that it's all part of God's plan and be okay with that.
Mm. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you more about your bras. So, these bras are specially made for women who have had either breast cancer or augmentation or something like that. Am I saying that
Yes.
correctly?
So a woman who has gone through a mastectomy has either
Okay.
had one breast removed or two breasts removed. And ladies, sometimes they choose not to have reconstructive surgery, which means for the rest of their life, they will have to wear a breast prosthesis. So
Okay.
these bras come with pockets where they can actually put their breast prosthesis in the pocket and
Mm.
wear it with the appearance of having a breast.
Wow. Wow. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
What gave you the idea? So, you birthed that idea through your own experience of cancer?
No, I didn't birth
Okay.
the ideal. The ideal has been out there, but let me tell you,
Oh, okay.
when I thought I was going to be selling shoes, I was at a conference in Vegas looking for
Mm-hmm.
some new products to sell on my website. And anybody who knows me knows that I love pancakes. And
Okay.
I was at Denny's waiting for my pancakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? This show is huge. What do you want me to do? And I tell you, I heard the word lingerie. And
Mm.
I was like, oh my gosh, okay, lingerie. The first thing that we put on in the morning, the thing that's closest to us
Mm-hmm.
that make us feel good. Because we can no longer go to Victoria's Secrets or, the name
Mm.
brand stores. We have a secret, but we don't want no
Mm.
one to know about our secret, which is the breast prosthesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while I was at the show, I was looking for manufacturers, and I enlisted a few of them to help me, but it just didn't work out. And through my search, I found out that there's companies that are already making the bras with the pockets.
Wow.
So I, signed up with them, and they do pretty bras, lacy bras, just a cute with a little matching panty, everything that I had envisioned, and I didn't have to recreate the wheel.
Wow. Look at that.
Yes,
Sounds like you just stumbled into your blessing. I mean, into your purpose.
I did. I did. And let me tell you, I have the best job in the world, because when these ladies come in and they're looking down because they haven't been able to look at themselves, a lot of them don't even like to look in the mirror. And I
Mm,
have a beautiful mirror that has lights all around it, so it makes their skin glow. And then
mm.
when I put the bra on and we put a blouse on and they turn around, it's like, oh my gosh, they see the old them. But I want them to know that who they are is who they've always been.
Wow.
And pretty starts from within. It never goes away, even though we've lost our breasts. We're
Hmm.
still that same beautiful spirit before and then after.
Wow. So encouraging. You sound really grounded in who you are and, in your self esteem. And after going through an experience like that, how do you bounce back in the area of maybe getting to know yourself again after an experience like that for someone who's maybe had surgery, or they might be in that process of considering surgery, or maybe I'm going to, I've never gone through that process. So, but for those who might be going through that.
You have to take it a day at a time. And I can't tell someone how they can go through it. Sometimes
Hmm.
people will say, get over it. You can't get
Mm,
over it. You got to go through it. And it
yes.
may be a year from now, it may be 3 years from now. You take your time. One of the things that I tried to do was be strong, because as
Mm,
women, we carry everything. We still trying to cook, make sure the kids get off to school, make sure the husband, can find his keys. Take some time for yourself and
mm,
tell everybody else, look, this is my time. Take time out to cry. It's
mm.
okay to cry, but just don't stay there.
That
You know,
part.
let it out and then move on with your
Hmm.
day. When I went into chemo and all my doctor's appointments, I made sure I had lashes on. I had my pink glitter eyeshadow. The nurses would come over to see, what is she wearing today?
Okay.
Because you know what? We're like a mirror. If I
Mm,
come to you and I'm looking like down, that's what you're going to give me. You're going to give me that same down look. Oh,
you're
how
right.
you doing? But if I come to you and my eyeshadow is popping, my lipstick is popping, you're going to be like, girl, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. You know,
Exactly.
yeah. So you get what you give.
That's right.
So make sure you always give an upbeat face. And that's not to say when you're not feeling well that you fake it, because I don't believe you should fake anything. Be true to yourself.
Hmm.
But if you used to put on your makeup and your eyeshadow and have your best wig on, you can do it during your treatment as well.
So don't give up on yourself. Encourage yourself.
Don't give up. Don't give up, because you know what? We all go through something. I would have never thought I would have been doing this. Never thought.
Mm, really?
My journey actually took me to my purpose.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah, I would have never thought I would be here. But I understand I had to go through something,
Hmm.
so that way when my clients come through the door, I can say, I know how you feel.
Wow. It's like you have a ministry in your
I
business.
do.
Wow.
I have a hallway of hope in my
Hmm.
store.
I love that hallway of hope.
Yes, and all through
Ooh.
it is nothing but Bible verses and positive affirmations. And when my clients come in, this is totally different than what I went through. And
Hmm.
I tell them, I said, you know what? We're gonna have our dessert first, which is, I want to know how you doing. What's going
Mm.
on today? Let's just talk. And then we're gonna have some fun and try on some bras and see what you like. And I said, and once we get finished with our dessert, I said, then we have to have our P's and Q's. And that's the paperwork that the insurance company makes me fill out. But we're
Yeah.
going to eat our dessert first. And that just gives me a chance to know who they are. They feel comfortable. Sometimes when they come here, this is the first time that they've been able to like let their hair down, and
Wow.
talk about how they feel. So it is like a ministry.
Wow. It sounds therapeutic.
Yes. For
Yeah.
me as well.
Wow. I love this. I really love this. Dana, tell the listeners where they can reach you at and how they can, if anyone is interested in purchasing these beautiful bras, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you know what? Let me tell you really quick. I'm going to tell you how I get in contact with me. But COVID actually made me pivot in my business because I only
Really?
had 5 clients that came in 2020. I had to take my skill because I am a certified mastectomy. I've been trained to fit.
Okay.
So, what's the difference between fitting post mastectomy and traditional bras? Absolutely nothing. So I
Okay.
had to open up my business. So I do traditional bras. I fit everybody now. I do
Oh,
traditional bras. I do nursing bras. We do nursing pumps, all
wow.
maternity things. And so I say that to say as well, no matter where you're at, never think that that's where you'll stay.
Mm.
I had in my mind post mastectomy boutique. That's all I want to do.
Ooh, I see.
But because of my circumstance, I
Mm.
had to expand. Which has grown my business. So
Mm.
never put yourself in a box.
Ooh, I like that. I like that how sometimes we can be our own stumbling block. We can limit ourselves. And
Yeah,
sometimes God may have a bigger plan.
a bigger plan. Absolutely. But anybody that would like to visit me, I'm located in Rancho Cucamonga, California. I'm off of Baseline. And my address is 9033 Baseline Road, suite number C, as in Charlie. And they can reach me at 951-758-8827. And I'm also on Instagram, Pretty by Cinderella's Closet, and also Cinderella's Closet Lingerie.
You all heard it. Go out there and get your beautiful lingerie this holiday season at Cinderella's Closet. Talk on topics. Thanks, Dana.